Hello, hello, hello. Come on in. It's Danny Garola stamping side by side. We are doing Funday Monday number 25. So let me get my iPad up and going so I can see comments and give everyone a little bit of time to come in here. Let me see. Oh, I guess I shouldn't have my watch scratching on there. That's probably annoying. Okay, let's see. I guess I better turn down the volume too, because probably don't want to hear that echo. And it looks like my desk has got some marks on it here. All right. I guess I didn't turn the volume down all the way. So I got a couple new lights. As you can see the glare here. Let's put this down. There we go. Put that down there. Couple things to talk with you guys about. When you come in, say hi so I know who's here. I think my camera's extremely crooked here. Let me see. Oh, I think I just made it even more crooked. I think that might be better. There we go. I think I straightened you guys out a little bit. Look at you, you made it. So yes, I've got some things to go over with you guys that I've been in the works of doing. I've been working on my blog, which never in a million years did I ever think that I would get a blog up and going, because I thought that's way beyond my mentality or mental capacity, let's put it that way. But I've actually got an amazing upline who has like tutorials from video to video, step by step, just breaking it down on how to set a blog up. And thank the heavens for what she has done, because I would have never figured it out on my own. That's just being real. She you know, pretty much made it as easy as she could make it on you know, all of us who are under her, to get blogs up and going, to start our businesses and get more traffic flowing through, to see the things that we are making, creating, and to just help us get our businesses going, because we are in a technology world where, you know, blogs are a thing. So, all right. Let's start with, where are we at on time? A couple of things that are coming up is okay, this is kind of exciting. So back when I was doing Stampin' Up, back in 2000, I think I did it from 2015 to 2017. And then, so back then we had this stamp set called Hey Chick. And so me being a person who has animals, you know, that's like that when that goat set came out, I had to have it because of the fact that, you know, hey, it was goats. We have goats. If they ever come out with a cow, I'm just gonna, you know, freak. But this chicken set I had back in the day, well, they've just revamped it. So now they've made a whole die set. Oops, as I screw that up. They have a whole die set now that they've come out with for that stamp set, but they're going to be reopening this set to be available for customers. It starts February 2nd and runs through June 30th. Plus, they've come up with a whole new set, which is the Hey Birthday Chick. So it has a really cool die set as well. Let me move this a little bit closer so you can see it. This one's more of like a birthday theme, but I love the fact that they have like this little gate and it says happy birthday, these little die cuts over here. There's a little baby chick, a bag of feed. This one has the actual chicken coop and a sign with some chicken wire and then some corn stalks. These are your die cuts, and then these are your stamps. And then these weird shaped ones will actually, like this one goes with this stamp. So you would stamp the image and then die cut it out. So just to let you know, that is going to be available February 2nd through June 3rd. Really cool set. You're going to want that set. Unless you are completely opposed to chickens. So the winner of video Funday Monday number 24 can pick and needs to let me know between the two cards that we made last week. We have the Magenta Madness or the Rococo Rose. So let me tell you, drum roll. All right, it is Frida Alsop. You are the winner of one of these cards. And Frida, I have your address. You are one of my customers. So you let me know which one of these cards you would like. Thinking of you, and I didn't put a saying in this. And you, I know you have some stamp sets that, I mean, you could add your own saying in there. The outsides are pretty much identical as far as they both say hello. But thinking of you, and this one's blank. And then your envelope is there. Okay, I have been on a roll with this, and over on the blog, I'm going to be posting, I'm going to attach this video to it. So if you're interested in making this card, I have the dimensions over there. The one that's on the blog are different colors, but nonetheless, it's the same dimensions over there. We are using the art gallery along with our, I've cut this up so it's a bunch of pieces here. This is called the Fine Art Floral DSP. Is this light a little too bright? It looks like it's glaring on everything. Let me move that. Okay, did that help a little bit? Maybe not. So this is really cool. One of the people who designed this actually did these paintings and then they just made paper cardstock with it. So these are actual paintings that somebody did. Really neat colors in this set. I highly, highly recommend this. I had to buy a couple of these just because I knew I was going to be flying through it. When we're done, I will show you a couple of other cards that I have created. They are going to be going up on the blog as well. That blog is Stamping Side by Side, not stamping, but stampin'. just I-N, not no G, side by side .blogspot.com. So go check that out. There's some upcoming things up on that too. Celebrations. There is also the Big Boss and the Mini Boss. I've put a couple videos up there to show you how to use those and why you have to have one. Okay, we're gonna go like that. I think I do want that bright. So yeah, let's get into this card. I think I've covered pretty much everything that I needed to cover. I think. So, oops, sorry guys. To start, I wanted to let you know that, so I'm going to be using the art gallery. Like I said, this is also, I got the art gallery bundle, so I have the dies that go with it. Some of the dies aren't in here because I have them set aside to go with this card. I forgot what I was going to tell you guys about it. Well, sure. Oh, that's what I needed to say. So on the card, so this is the card that I put on the blog. We are going to be doing this in different colors today and using some different paper. What I wanted to tell you is this white piece here is using the largest, again, I'm going back to our good old Stitch So Sweetly die set because I can't not use this. I don't know what it is about this die set, but it is like my go-to. So I'm going to be using the largest one. I don't have it in here. Let me get that out for you. It's actually the larger one of those rectangles to cut out. That's the second size down, the smaller one. But that's what that is. Just so you can see that I'm using another die set along with that art floral or art gallery. All right, so this is using the Mary Merlot. That's this wine, this deep wine color back here. We're going to be using the gilded leafing today, which is what you get this really cool gold effect on there. Can you see that? Yeah, really neat. Okay. Today we're going to be using the, what is this called? Petal Pink. So this is our card base. It is 5.5 by 4.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have to move this. I know there's going to be some glare from that, but that thing's going to drive me nuts because it's going to go everywhere. All right, there's our card base. Now we are going to grab another sheet of that Petal Pink. This is 5 1/4 by 4. We are going to emboss this. So because this embossing folder is too big for our mini emboss, our baby boss, I am going to put this in my big die cutting machine because this is the 3D, so I have to get a sandwich, not a real sandwich that you eat, but there's a different sandwich plate that you have to use 3D. So let me run this through here and I will show you what that looks like. Okay, look at that. Again, this is kind of like that paper. That's why this went along with that, the art gallery set. Look at that. It looks like a stucco wall. Remember on some of the houses back in the day? I mean, maybe some houses still have it. I haven't seen it in a long time. But it looks like it has been, you know, stuccoed. So that is called the Painted Textures 3D embossing folder. We are doing color on color, just like we did over here. We did the color on color. We are going to use, and I'm sorry, I keep hitting that darn thing. I'm going to use the gold foil. Let me just get all these pieces out because I'm going to fumble around for days in that envelope. We need a 3x3 gold foil sheet. We are going to take this and cut it at 1.5. And then now each one of these we are going to cut at 1.5. So you're going to have 4 equal parts. All right, now these are going to get put 1/8 of an inch. I lied. They're going to go on our card base, 1/8 of an inch. And you're just going to put those on there just like that. Let me grab my adhesive. I had to open a new adhesive today. I've been so busy making cards that my previous glue that I had opened is done. All right, I'm going to attach that right there. Now the next one, we're going to come in and attach it. Okay, again, down here in the bottom corner. All right, then this piece is going to go on over that foil. See how you just see a little like piece of that foil sticking out the edge there? That's exactly what you want. I think it's time for a new blade on my cutter. I can see where there's kind of some fuzzies, and darn it, I swear I just bought new blades for that thing and just replaced it, but when you're cutting paper all day long, it's what happens. All right, I'm going to just line that up on there, where again you see 1/8 because this piece is 1/4 of an inch smaller than the base. So that leaves for the 1/8 of an inch to see the gold. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to take that larger scalloped rectangle and we're going to die cut this in our baby boss. So I'm going to put my number 1 plate down first, then a number 2, then I'm going to lay my paper and my die, and then I'm going to come in with another number 2 and layer that over the top, and then run this through here. Ooh, that sound is normal, just to let you know. You do hear some crackling and some popping, and the first initial time you hear it, it is a little scary, but it's actually a good sound. All right, I'm going to put this back in my Stitch So Sweetly so I don't lose that. Then let's put this over here. But since, yeah, as I folded that up, since I have this out, we needed a scrap piece big enough for our sentiment piece. This is also in that art gallery. It's part of that die. We're going to lay that down. But first, actually, I lied. Again, I lied. We're not doing that yet. Because on this piece, and I don't lie, so let me say I was kidding, okay? Not lying, because it wasn't really a lie. You could have done that, but I'm not going to, just so I can show you why I'm not going to do that. I'm going to come in with our sentiment that says, I'm thinking of you, and I'm going to stamp first to make sure it dries on this before I run it through there. Because if I was to die cut this, I would never be able to line it up and keep it straight in there. I mean, to like stamp my words off and make it straight in that little sentiment. The reason why I just grabbed, I know this is not something you see very often. This is our Stays On Jet Black. So let me tell you a thing with Stays On. It is exactly what it's called. It stays on. It's not something to play with. It is the real McCoy. Because this is like a glossy finish, we want to use a ink that is going to be permanent and stay on there, but then it's also, it doesn't stay permanent on your stamp, but you have to really scrub it off. It is a solvent ink, so it is not like our Memento. You do not want to use your Stampin' Blend pens on this ink. It does move it around. That's why you use the Memento for that. But this is things you want to use if you're going to be stamping over top or whatever. Or something that is shimmery like this. Or if you're going to stamp on acetate, also another good thing. I'm going to set that aside for a moment along with the die. I'm just going to set it up on top of my cutting plates there, just because the fact that I'm going to let it dry. Like I said, that's kind of slick, so you got to let it dry a minute. Then I'm going to come in with my other foil piece, which is 4 1/8 by 3. This is going to get layered under this piece, which is our focal piece. We're going to do some stamping on that in just a minute. This is our Fine Art Floral. I kept all my pieces in this envelope. Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. It again is with that, there's a whole suite that you can get together. This we're going to put on dimensionals and put right here on the side. Look at those colors in there. You've got that Flirty Flamingo, that Mary Merlot, because see, you can see it, that it matches that. You've got that Mossy Meadow, the Flirty Flamingo, along with inside of this flower, you've got some of that Night of Navy. This piece, I forgot to tell you, is very vanilla. It is not our normal basic white that I typically use. I thought that the vanilla looked better with this undertone from that versus the white. This is our inside piece, which is 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to do some stuff to that before we stick it in there. We also need another piece of that Fine Art Floral, which is 5 1/4 by 1/2 inch. That is going to go on there. And then we have another little strip of the gold foil, which is a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. That's going to go beside that for our inside. So let's stamp our, we're going to have fun. We're going to put that gold foil on here. So we're going to need our Versamark pad, which this is that watermark stamp, which I've shown you in the past. It's kind of a sticky texture to it. We need our Petal Pink, and we need our Mossy Meadow. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come in with our Petal Pink on our focal point sheet, and we're going to grab our biggest, more defined flower head, which, as you can see here, you've got two different flower heads. So this is your more detailed, and this is the one that you would stamp on top of that, typically in a darker color. All right. So a lot of people take like Flirty Flamingo with a little bit of like pumpkin pie or just a darker color over the top of that to make that pop. Okay, this is going to go on the top portion. Sorry, I got to stand up so I can see where I'm at here. And because this is a photopolymer stamp, I have to use a foam pad underneath this. Now, if this was a red rubber, it already has the foam attached to the back. I could stamp directly with this as my background. All right, we're done with that for the moment. Now we're going to come in with Mossy Meadow, and we're going to grab our stem piece, which is this right here. And with these new stamp pads, if you have any of our old stamp pads, you know how you had to like squish and grind? No more squishing and grinding. You're going to just tap, tap, tap. Okay? Okay, we're going to come in with this Mossy Meadow stem. Just put that right there. Oh, look at that color. Okay, now we can close that. Okay, so now the other part of that flower, which is the less detailed part, the part that I said you go on top of your full image, we're going to grab our Versamark. But first, before I do that, I need to grab like a piece of copy paper or just a piece of paper that is not really a piece of paper that is used for my stamping stuff. It's normally just something that if it gets gross, you can just toss it. Because when we go to put on our, we're going to need our heat and stick powder, which is going to attach this gold leafing. So I'm going to stamp this in my Versamark and make it nice and sticky. Then I'm going to stamp this on here. Maybe if I can see. Okay, just like that. I almost think that light is too bright. I am going to turn it down a hair. Okay, so now that that is sticky, we want to make sure our pad is covered. You can move that now. Bring in that piece of paper. Now we're going to take our heat and stick powder, and we're going to pour just a little bit over that. Okay, so it's kind of like embossing, just like that. Not sure if you can see that powder sitting on there, but it's there. And then you're going to lightly just set that aside. We have to pour the rest of this excess back in our jar because it's still good. There's nothing wrong with that. And then take that heat and stick. You're going to need some kind of old paintbrush or just something. Okay, now you're going to take a good stipple, like an old Stipples brush would work well. A toothbrush works because you're going to brush some of the excess of that gold off. All right, here we come in with that. This is my heating tool. I'm going to kind of lightly put it on my arm, kind of at a distance because it's hot as a mother. And we are going to come in and only for seconds, you're going to watch this powder kind of turn to a clear, it's not going to look like powder anymore. And as soon as it turns clear, you want to take that heat tool away from there. Because otherwise, whoops, I didn't do it long enough. Hold on. Otherwise, if you overheat it, it will not be sticky anymore. So you just want to do it just for moments, just to make it not look like powder. Then we're going to bring that back in, and then we're going to come in with our gold foil. Now, as you can see, this stuff, if I lightly move my hands around, this stuff whiffs around. It's very light. It's very airy. Summertime, this stuff is not going to be our friends here in Arizona, especially if we have fans on, because this stuff will go everywhere. Now you're going to see where you've got that sticky stuff now. And then you're just going to stick. Well, maybe that didn't work. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Maybe I didn't do it enough. Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. No. Well, it worked over here. Well, I don't know why it's not sticking right now, because I barely had it on there. I'm telling you that heat and stick is very tricky. I've had a couple problems with it, which I have the old stuff. Yeah, for some reason it is just not sticky. Okay, let me try that again. Because that, I mean, you really have to be quick with it, but let me see if I do it a little bit longer, if that's... Well, let me see if that helped. Maybe I didn't get it hot enough. Okay, so you just come in with this gold foil and you just lay it, yeah, that's what it was, is I didn't heat it enough. Okay, and then you just take your gold foil and you lay it on those pieces that you heated up. Well, it's still not working. Well, hold on a minute. We're gonna cover this and I'm gonna stamp this again because that is not gonna work for me. All right, let me cut out another piece of this. Sorry guys, that was crazy. All right, I'm going to cut out another one of these pieces. That should be dry now. You gotta love it when things do not go your way when you're on a Facebook Live. Okay, we're going to come in here with this. Lay this back on there, and then I'm going to cut out another piece of this. And we're going to re-stamp. Let's try this again. I love the Baby Boss too. Boy, is it just easy to have just sitting here. It doesn't take up much room because you can close those, the two ends up, and it simplifies, or kind of not simplifies, that was not the right word. It just kind of compacts it. That's the word. Compacts that up where, you know, when we start doing our live, or in-person, not live, in-person stamping. Yes, I know I did a boo-boo and I did not put a foam piece underneath there, but I'm kind of trying to get this. But it worked. It did. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come in with a little bit more of this Versamark. Maybe my Versamark pad is just not gooey enough. And this is how you fill a Versamark pad. Hee, this was not part of the plan today, but I'm thinking maybe my Versamark is just not full enough with ink, and maybe that is what the problem is. So you just kind of take the head of this and you just kind of put that refill on there. And then once you have it on there, just kind of squish it around. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I didn't have enough sticky on there, so it wasn't getting enough of this for the powder. I don't know. We're going to try it. Okay, I got to stand up so I can see what the heck I'm doing. All right, we're going to do this again. And now make sure it's really put on there. Close that ink up because we don't want any of this powder to get into our ink pad, or to actually, you know what? I think my problem is I'm pushing too hard. And I'm just dispersing that ink off there, because now that I look on here, it doesn't look like I've really even put it on there. So maybe that's my problem, is I'm pushing that ink. Ah, there we go. I think that's what my problem was. I was pushing that ink pad, or the stamp, too hard, and it was kind of squishing that glue out where it wasn't having any success with having anything to adhere to. Okay, kind of get the excess off of there. All right, now can you see the powder? All right, we are going to try this again. And if it doesn't work, I'm throwing in the towel. No, I'm just kidding. I do not want to be sitting here all night long trying to get this stuff to stick. All right, here we go again. Turning this on again. All right, I think that did her. Well, we're going to see if it did. I'm going to bring this back over here. I think I overheated this one side because it's not quite as sticky looking, but we're going to try it. So I'm just putting some of this on here. Yeah, see, it's sticky now because it's sticking in the spots. So that's what my problem was, is my pad was not, I hadn't refilled it in quite a while. All right, so you just take this foil and you get it everywhere, because Lord, if it's not going to stick to your stamp, it's going to stick to your fingers. But it's beautiful and it's gold, so some people might not complain about that. You can be like one of those cool people where they like stick it on their teeth and then you can have your own set of grills. Yeah, no. Let's not do that. All right, so as you can see, I'm just sticking this to the pieces that you can get bigger pieces and stick it down to where it needs to be on there. All right. Yeah, that's better. That stuck. All right, now you can pick up any of those big chunks and put it back in there. The joke is with this stuff, because it's so fine and there is, I mean, it's packed down in here. I mean, this jar is heaping full of this stuff. You get, how much is in here? Oh, I don't even know. But the joke is right now going around is that stuff will last you for the rest of your life. You will never have to buy gold leafing again. All right, so you just come in with your brush and you just lightly brush that off of there, just like that. Isn't that beautiful? And you get the hair off that comes from your brush, like right there. And then brush the rest of your excess off. Isn't that gorgeous? Doesn't that just add such a pop to that stamp? And don't blow this stuff off. That's garbage. All right, now that's going to get attached to, let me put some of this stuff away so I can actually get in here and see what I'm doing. And put that ink away so I don't dump that stuff out. All right, now we're going to take this piece and we're going to adhere that to here. Where did I put my... I'm going to take this and adhere this. Now the reason why I come in with glue on the gold foil instead of using like our runner, our tape runner, is because I have time to kind of move this around and place this exactly where I want it on this foil, because like I said, it's kind of slippery. So I can place that on there and give it a second to dry, just like that, and make sure it is on there exactly the way I want it. Oh, I just love that gold on that petal pink. Oh, I think that's pretty. All right, well, enough looking at it. Yep, and that one is not so pretty, so that one's going to go in the garbage. All right, this piece right here, actually, let's go ahead while we have this so I can close this mini boss up. Let's go ahead and die cut this sentiment that we're going to put on here. Let me grab a piece of, where did I put it? It's down over here. I have, I just kind of put that on my hand so it doesn't tear anything. But that is removable tape. I'm just going to stick that right there to make sure that doesn't move around. Oh, and I guess I didn't stick it on there because it did move around. There we go. Now we're going to run that through. Okay, now I'm going to close that baby boss up. And then grab that tape off there. I just stick my tape up on the handle of that. There's our sentiment. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, put these plates away since I don't need those out again. Now I'm going to come in with some dimensionals and we're going to pop. So see, the other side of that paper is also patterned. That's that bumblebee. Okay, now we're going to take that sticky off. Okay, and then we're going to put this right down this side, watching our margins. Okay, just like that. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love it. All right, I'm going to take that inside out because we're going to adhere those two things as soon as we're done. All right, now with this, we have to know that we are going to put this in the middle, kind of like that. Maybe. Did I off-center that? I think I did, because I put it over kind of closer to the side because I wanted to see more of that paper. So knowing that the half of this is going to be laying over here and we just pop this up with dimensionals, I'm only putting a few dimensionals down this side, and then we're going to glue this side. So when I flip it over, I take it just like this, so I know that this is still the side I'm putting a few dimensionals on. And then I'm going to come back in with my glue. The liquid glue. And then pop those little tabbies off. And then hold that. And kind of line it up. Just like that. And make sure I push those three, and then right there where that glue is, kind of push down so that sticks to there. Isn't that beautiful? Then we're going to come in with some mini dimensionals. And we're going to put a few on the back of this I'm Thinking of You. And then pop the backs off of those. Now wait when you add this, and wait till you see what that does for this card. All right, just like that. Is that not stunning? Oh, I love it. Oh, are you talking about when I left my Versamark pad out? I know, I saw that after I did it. Okay, now for the inside of this card, I'm going to take this strip God, all day today we've had no internet. What we found out when my husband went down to check the mail is our internet cable, not just ours, but the neighborhood's internet cable runs under the ground of the main road that comes into our neighborhood. Okay? So, here in Tucson, and maybe in other places, there is this thing called a monsoon, which, you know, we all know that we get these heavy rains, and our roads out here where we live just turn into big raging rivers. So this, the road, you know, they're called washes. So our roads out here are actual washes. So it'll become pretty full of water. And hold on, let me take a drink. Well, the city, when they put the internet cable in, they put it under that main road, like I just said. But they didn't realize that over time, which I don't understand because it's not like it hasn't ever monsooned here and this problem is something new. I mean, in my mind, the water has taken all the dirt away and exposed those internet cords that they've buried under the ground. And so every time somebody would drive up that road, which it happens like a million times a day because it is our main road in and out of our little community out here. Every time somebody was driving up and down the road, it would cut our internet out because it was pinching the wires because it was all exposed. So when he went down there, he saw the internet truck down there, and he was like, so are you guys here to fix this stuff? Because this is ridiculous. We have kids that have to do online school. You know, we have other things that are going on online because that's just life. And he asked him what was going on, and that's what they had said, is that the underline wires had gotten exposed, so they were out here reburying them, I'm assuming, which, again, I don't understand, because unless they're going to put them like 4 feet under, it's going to continuously be a problem, because that dirt's going to, continuously getting washed away. So I don't know. So I'm hoping, I mean, it seems to be doing good right now. We haven't had our internet crash, but all day today, the kid was playing, well, after he was done with school, which he had to like be in a class and tell the teachers, if my internet crashes, trust me, I'm still, here, but we're having some technical difficulties with our internet, because sometimes the teachers will say that they were absent, they're not in class, so they were tardy, they left the class, and then he gets an absence for it. So he let them all know ahead of time what was going on, and he had pretty good success with most of his classes. But now I'm hoping, because today and yesterday our internet was pretty much down the majority of the time. It was ridiculous. So hopefully, I guess there's 3 different places around here that they have to go and fix because of that same issue. So I don't know. But it looks like we're doing okay. All right, so there is the inside of the card. There is the I'm thinking of you with that beautiful gold foil. That gilded leafing is what it's called. So I will post some pictures of this on along with this card here on my blog. And with that being said, you guys know the drill to, oh, you know what? Hold on. I'm not going to forget. I'm going to do our envelope. But we're going to use that Very Vanilla, since I love the Very Vanilla with this paper. So let me bring in another piece of that paper. Where did I put it? Okay, here it is. So let me cut a piece of that to put on our envelope. I know I've measured this before in the past, but okay, so 2.5 by 6. Yeah, the dog ate his homework. I don't think that's gonna fly. Okay, so now we're going to glue this all up. Place this over top of this. Okay. And then we're going to snip that off. So yeah, I'll post pictures and the dimensions. Well, I already have the dimensions to the other one, so I probably won't do that again. I will just post some pictures of that card as well along with this, so you guys can see the 2 different colors. And then I will, as soon as I'm done cutting this paper off of here, I'm going to show you what I've been working on, because I told you I've been on a roll with this suite. All right, so there's the envelope, and there's that card. What do you think? Is that not stunning? I think that is just beautiful. I guess this goes this way, right? Beautiful. I love that gold. Okay, so let me show you. So in order to win this card, share, comment, or just like this post, and you could be entered into the drawing to win that card. And there's no strings attached. You win a card. That's the way it is. And you can enter every week, and you can win a card every week. And there's no other, you know, I'm not going to keep, you know, bugging you about buying stuff. You know, I think our product sells itself. So, all right, here's another one that I made. This is using terracotta tile, is this color, along with that floral paper, that DSP. But if you see, oh, I didn't do it. Oh no, here it is right up here. Okay, look at the difference of those two. It is the same paper, but look at how this black does not look as predominant as this black. That's kind of your difference between the Stays On and the Memento. That's the difference right there that you can see. But since I wasn't using any Stampin' Blends or anything, it made more sense to use this than the Memento, because I was just using the stamp. Then I came in again with that gold foil. Oh, you know, that's what we forgot to do. Not we, me. I forgot, is I was going to put some of those gilded gems on here to match our gilded foil. Okay, we're going to put this one right here. And then this one right, maybe if I can get it off there, up over here. And then one big one right down here. Okay, there we go. That's what it needed. Okay, so this one I used also this, I can't remember what it's called. It is the Fine Art Ribbon, which is also in with that suite. I just take two pieces and I just taped them on the back. Came in with the happy birthday for this card. Hi, Melanie, how are you? And then I put the two little lines on the bottom, but then I used more of that paper on the inside, but I did the terracotta tile. So there's that one for happy birthday. Then I came in with this, I'm not sure what this fold is called, but this one is using still that fine, what is it called again, that paper? Fine Art Floral DSP. This is the one with the gray and this Coastal Cabana with the pretty peacock, which this is the pretty peacock, or actually this is Pool Party, which is this color. And then I just took that stamp, but I don't know if you can see that shimmer on there. I took that Wink of Stella and just added it on over that. So I did the Pool Party with the dark, with the more predominant image, and then I came in with that pretty peacock and stamped the stamen over the top of that. Did the same thing with here, but this image is not the big flower. This image is this one here. Again, Pool Party with the pretty peacock stamen. And then here I just took I did the two-step stamp and I pulled off, and then, or the 2 generation, I guess you'd call it, and I did the 2nd generation stamp, so it's not as dark as this, It's been stamped off and then stamped on here just to put a kind of a touch of that pool party on there. And then did the gold foil along with the Get Well Soon. So that opens like that. I like the style of that card. Again, I did the wink on those flowers. And then this one, I took Kelly Atchison's design, but then kind of just made it my own with the colors and stuff. Here's that final floral designer series paper. I did, instead of doing the stamen in a different color, I did it in the gold foil. And then use that again here. This, I believe, is pumpkin pie with the flirty flamingo. So I did the flirty flamingo paper. I did that painted texture again. It's color, it's tone on tone, but it's still, you can see the texture of that kind of just grabs your eye. So this, I believe, is called a Z fold, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure what that's called, but I love it nonetheless. But yeah, that's kind of a cool card. Just kind of, you know, brightens up somebody's day with all those bright, beautiful colors. So yeah, that's what I've been kind of working on. So watch the blog. I will be getting more pictures of those cards. I wanted to show you guys first, since, you know, you're the ones that follow me and watch before I throw them up on the blog. So yeah, you guys, thank you for coming and watching. I will be live again on next Monday. So that will be video number 26. Again at 6 p.m. We will do this again. You guys have a great week. Don't forget to, in order to win this card, that beautiful card there, to either like, share, comment, or all three. I don't judge. I love the support. So yeah. And there's no strings attached to that. Like I said, no strings attached to the winning the card. You get a card and you get to share it. And like I said, I do not add anything to the inside. I mean, maybe on some of the cards that I've done in the past, I put a sentiment in there. But this one, I'm thinking of you, kind of just needs to be something that you write in there. I don't think there should be anything. I mean, I'm not going to add anything more to it. So it leaves the option for you to kind of let them know what you're thinking of them for. So yeah, there's that card. All right, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great week. I will see you guys next Monday. Bye.